All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking about something non-music related and doing it in real time for a few real people out there. Don't even want to point on this one, but just like you and just like me. So I'm going to talk about something that I have been talking about for at least a couple of years now. And of course, I've been accused of being a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a medical expert. And what else? People just don't want to hear it. They think you're crazy for bringing it up. They think you're making everything into a problem when there is no problem, and that I did it and I'm fine. That's what I hear. I did it and I'm fine. All right, so here's the story. This comes to us courtesy of Fox News. New Mexico State University soccer player Talia Chavarria died suddenly at her home Monday. Las Cruces Police Department were reportedly notified of an unresponsive woman on the premises. Police and fire personnel concluded the woman had died. Chavarria's death comes days after her 20th birthday. NMSU Director of Athletics Mario Mosia praised the late soccer star and mourned her passing. This is Mosia. Yesterday, we lost an amazing young woman, and we are deeply saddened by the untimely passing of a member of our Aggie family. Talia had a vibrant personality, and those who were fortunate enough to spend time with her knew she had a bright future ahead of her. Okay, so 20 years old, people, 20. Soccer player, really good soccer player, playing soccer at New Mexico State. Goes on, the New Mexico state community is very tight-knit, and this tragedy is felt throughout. Our most sincere thoughts and prayers go out to Talia's family and friends in this time of mourning, Mosia added. Police reportedly claim there is no reason to believe Chavarria's death is suspicious or the result of criminal activity. I'm going to go back to that point shortly. NMSU head coach Rob Bartz released a statement grieving the death of his former player. The sudden loss of Talia has completely rocked our Aggie soccer family's world, Bartz said. T, as I think that was her nickname, was an inspiration and a rock to this team. She will be missed but not forgotten. Her spirit will be with us every day, on and off the pitch. I will always love you, T, the statement added. Notice how the article doesn't even address the elephant in the room every time something like this happens. Why? Why did it happen? Now, let me go back to what it says here. Police reportedly claim there is no reason to believe Chavarria's death is suspicious or the result of criminal activity. You know what I would do? I would take a wider view of that statement and say, if somebody told this young woman that in order to play soccer, in order to attend New Mexico State University, you had to do a certain thing. Now, she just turned 20. So a couple of years ago, what was going on? What was going on? Just, think about it. 2021. What was going on? What new thing happened in 2021? Now, again, correlation is not causation, Dave. You don't know what you're talking about. Every time you start talking about this stuff, you lose me, man. And I have not been talking about this all that much anymore. And these stories, they come and they go. People send them to me. I look at them and I just think to myself, crap, another one. And you can use Google. You can use DuckDuckGo. Whatever, Bing, whatever search engine you want to use. And lo and behold, there's the headline. Young girl dies suddenly. Or person dies unexpectedly. And I cover these in the rock community, but how many of these are happening to regular people who aren't celebrities, who aren't important. Everyone should be important. Everyone has worth and value in the eyes of God. So it's a little bizarre how we only cover the celebrities. Here's a soccer player. Now, technically, she wasn't a celebrity, but she was on a soccer team at a fairly high-profile university. So this statement about criminal activity, the police don't see any criminal activity. Oh, I would widen that view out a little bit, police. I would take like a 20 or 30,000 foot view and look down and think, what changed? What happened? Well, again, what? Why isn't that a possibility that something went wrong because this person was required to do something? And why does this continue to happen to healthy young people in their prime? 20 years old? Man, I remember when I was 20. You think about being indestructible. You don't have a care in the world. You're just enjoying life. You're having the time of your life. You got out of the awkward teenage years, and now you're 20 years old, and you're thinking, I'm an adult now. She just turned 20, and now she's dead. She's gone. People need to not just wake up. People have a bigger problem, I think, than just paying attention to what this is and looking into it for real. The news media, this is the story, comes from Fox News. No mention of what it could be. Nobody seems curious in the story, and this happens story after story. And then you hear, well, the family needs their privacy. Remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger said, screw your freedom? How about screw your privacy? How about that? You know why I say that? And again, this isn't a knock on this poor woman who's dead. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm trying to get to the bottom of something that could be affecting all of humanity across the globe, not just in New Mexico, but everywhere. How much of this isn't being reported? And imagine if every single day, every one of these was reported. Would people care at that point? See, I'm really worried. This is the stuff that goes beyond just acknowledging that this is happening. I'm worried that humanity doesn't care that it's happening. And they're like, oh, well, because that's, even though there's a lot of sorrow here and mourning, and clearly this has rocked this community, but for how long? And will anything change? And is it helpful to tell people, hey, you might have a ticking time bomb on board. You might be a ticking time bomb. Is it helpful to tell them that? Or should maybe we not tell them that, right? Seriously, I mean, think of that. Is it better not to let them know that something really bad might go wrong? If we can get to the bottom of it and prevent the time bomb from going off. Now, experts, the ones that I've read and listened to, have said that they don't know if there's a way to disable the time bomb. That once this is in your system, then it's hard to get rid of. Other people have said, yeah, there's things you can do. Okay, even if there's a possibility that there are things that you can do, everybody should be doing that as a precaution. All right, why not? Why not? I mean, it's almost like if you've got a 10% chance of driving your car over a cliff, and there's a way to prevent that from happening, why wouldn't you find out how to prevent that from happening? This is why people grab the keys of someone who has had a little bit too much to drink. No, I'm your designated driver, man. Yeah, you had 16 Bud Lights and shouldn't be drinking Bud Light to start with, but here's the deal. I'm driving the car. So I'm going to help prevent a tragedy here. That's the point. Preventing a tragedy. 20-year-old. 20. Well, we don't know. And we hear this over and over. Now with Lisa Marie, I just reported on that. That appears to be a number of things, but certainly, again, who's to say that if you're doing this, it's not exacerbating a problem, a pre-existing issue that you already had? Because there are experts, I'm going to use that term because everyone uses that, they say it to me. Well, the experts say, well, the experts, the people with college degrees, in some cases PhDs, well-known doctors, have said that this is like enhancing the problem that you already had. If you did this, there's a good chance that you had something in your system that was, say, dormant or was in remission, that might actually return 7 times worse than it was before. I'll use that because it's a biblical concept. 7 times greater. So, I don't know. This doesn't look good. Like so many of these, they don't look good. And people just go, well, you'll find out in a month or two what it was, maybe. And then maybe you won't because the family needs privacy. Or you might not find out about it because it would lead to the conclusion that what happened to everybody was criminal. To go back to what the police said. Suspicious? Yes. Criminal? Yes. Investigation needed? Yes. But it's not happening. For the most part, these are just a string of random events. Again, correlation is not causation, so mind your own business. Stay in your lane, dude. You're out of your lane again. Okay. Did you say Lisa Marie? She didn't have that problem. Did you read what it was? Yeah, I read what it was, and I wasn't all that impressed with the explanation of it. There's more to it, but that's fine. What was it? Like part D of the Lisa Marie thing was like unknown natural causes. Unknown. Okay. I don't know what unknown means. Tell me. I mean, you guys are supposed to be the experts. So it's up to you to prove me and other people like me wrong. The ball is in your court. It's not in my court. I'm just reading the story. And the story looks really bad. You need to come to grips with the fact that the story itself should be forcing people to take a hard look at what we did 2 years ago. And by the way, in some cases, what we're still doing. New Mexico, I guarantee it, in New Mexico, they're telling you to get your 3rd or 4th. Hey, have you been to CVS today? Well, we got a deal. The government has paid for all of these, so go on down there, roll up your sleeve. It's going to be a great time. Yeah, don't do that. You hear that, run, flee, go the other way. And if you did do this, you really need to look into a program, a protocol that you can do, because there is a way to mitigate, I think, some of the effects of this. And I guarantee you, this young lady didn't think about it, had no idea. We don't know. Here's the bottom line here. The article didn't present any information that would lead you to believe that this is normal, that this should have happened. 20 years old should be sirens, bells going off, and major investigation, but there wasn't. And this is the typical story on this topic when people mysteriously, unexpectedly, suddenly, whatever word you want to use, when this happens. It's more just, we're not going to talk about how this is kind of a mystery. And in fact, the reporting here makes it sound like, you don't have to worry about foul play. That wasn't part of it. But it was. It could be. Foul play could be. This is very suspicious to me. Why isn't it suspicious? Because it isn't a guy who attacked her or something like that. So they've ruled that out. But they haven't ruled out a certain company that makes certain products and a certain really evil doctor who was in charge of administering this program, and somebody who convinced everybody that this was our only way out. Nope. I mean, this is a young, healthy person. They would have been better off if they had gotten whatever this was, beat it with their own God-given ability to beat it, and then moved on with their life without worrying about this stuff that apparently lingers and sounds like it almost reproduces. And you've got to get rid of it. You've got to find a way to get it out of your system. So that's, and why not? Even if you don't think there's a problem, I think you better at least think in the back of your mind, what can I do? What can I do to mitigate the slight possibility that what happened to this young lady could happen to me? And if you didn't do that, you can sleep better at night. If you didn't do it, I didn't do it. Tucker Carlson the other day admitted he didn't do it. Governor of Arkansas, former governor, said, how many did you take? He said 0. 0. If you took 0, I don't think you have to worry. I don't know, folks. I don't know. This is frustrating because the bottom line here is nobody seems to care. And the few of us that do care, we're all crazy. We're all conspiracy theorists. Put us in a rubber room. No, I will not go. I will continue to sound the alarm. When I see stuff like this, I'm going to tell people about it. Not all the time. Not every day. I mean, you could probably go to a channel or a website and find content like this every day. It's depressing. I tell people who are lecturing me about how involved I should be or how concerned I should be, I say, you know what? I have a family and I have to try to think clearly. I have to think that God is in control of this, and positive is not a normal way that human beings operate. We operate in the negative. We're pessimistic. We look at the glass being half empty, and it's a battle, and it takes discipline and tenacity. And you have to purpose in your brain and in your heart that you're not going to behave a certain way. And it's difficult. And when you fail, you need to get back up and persist and try it again. And that's all you can do. Because this stuff will get you down. And the people who don't seem to care, there is a righteous anger sometimes that I get. And I don't like it when I get that way. But what do you have left? I mean, Jesus flipped over tables, right? The money changers. He had whips and he was flipping over tables. For all you prosperity gospel people who believe in, you'll be rich and wealthy because you're a Christian. I don't know if that's what Jesus meant, or what the Bible meant, I should say. But Jesus wasn't too happy about it. And again, I'm going off track here. I think there is some righteous anger that is appropriate in this situation because that gets people to do something about it. Much like the Sound of Freedom. That's another area where I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a part of QAnon. Oh, man. If people only knew my life, they would... It's just ridiculous, the things that people say. And it's not just me. They say it about anybody. Did you like the movie? Yeah. Well, you must be part of QAnon. This is the movie they've been waiting for because they were talking about this years ago. I think a lot of people were talking about this years ago. Not some kooky fringe group that believes Donald Trump is still the president or something like that, because they do, some of them. He's operating remotely. If he's operating remotely, he's doing a lousy job. He needs to, fix the stuff that's going wrong if he's truly still the president. Anyway, check out this story. I pretty much explained it as well as I think it can be explained. New Mexico University soccer player Talia Chavarria. You know what? Let's pray for her family and her friends and her coach and everybody involved here and this tight-knit community And also, let's pray that somebody tries to get to the bottom of all of this. And you know what? If I'm wrong about this, that's fine. That's fine. If I'm wrong and there's an explanation outside of my suspicions, that's fine. I will come on here and say, I was wrong. Good. I'm glad it wasn't that. And that's what we all have to do. We have to be vigilant, but we also have to be humble enough and say, yeah, you know what? I thought that looked really bad, but apparently it was something else. So good. And it's not good if it's something else necessarily, because the poor woman is gone. So whatever it is, it's a tragedy. But it's a bigger tragedy if we can prevent this from happening to other people. So that's where I'm coming from. All right, folks. Gone way too far, way too long on this video. I will see you soon.